images that I've been gathering on the internet, on my own social media, and many of them I used to not see them. And with now I see much more. It's interesting how the symbology, I used to not see it maybe 15 years ago. You know, if there was a one-eye symbolism on a cover of the Time magazine, I wasn't asking myself questions about why they were doing specific gesture. And now with the journey of deprogramming, it makes a lot more sense. You know, everything is appearing much more clearly, and I see much more. So MK Ultra is, and it does exploit us in many ways, where we see our life being engineered in many ways, in spaces that are set for us out there, that we may feel like we have to join, or sometimes we join them by choice. And if you are processing like me, you realize that your time is being handled, your decisions are being controlled to some extent. The people you are spending time with are not always who you think they are. And when you're breaking your programming, you realize that, you know, it's not exactly what you had in mind, and sometimes you need to break contracts and pursue your own way. So a lot is being done for us not to become aware. We have been programmed by MK Ultra, and you may be researching information about either mind control or governmental projects, but it's encouraged, generally the information is encouraged for us to think that it is about something that's happening to others, sometimes to celebrities. With the Illuminati, that can be a bit of a distraction, but that can also be a good exercise of discernment if it's taken with the right dosage. And so we're not encouraged to apply that to our own life, and to realize that it, you know, MK Ultra in a great extent apply to us. And what we read is also transferable to our own life, right? The other celebrities are more covertly inserting things, or sometimes unconsciously as well, because they have handlers around them who have influence about what's going to be there in their music video, and they don't always and often have the awareness about what it truly means. So a lot of suggestions are being made, and in our lives as well, for us to associate with different energies. And it's a journey to kind of you know, like not take these negative suggestion in our life when they don't really align with who we want to be walking to be here, right? So a lot of the music videos we've been you know, the music videos we've been exposed to them, maybe even a lot more when I was younger. Now I don't watch them often, but I used to watch every week what was being played, what was number one, you know, the charts and so on. So the music video is something that young ones or younger ones repeat a few times, so it gets in, and it does, many of them encourage us to keep connected to the MK Ultra culture, and to encouraging us to stay in programming, or sometimes activating, reinforcing, or triggering programming subliminally, also in movies, where they insert image that we cannot see with our eyes, but that we register somehow. And then we find, with a lot of images that I've been gathering, you know, MK Ultra is also branching out with black magic, with witchcraft, with occult dark undertones, with deities, with God, with dark ET faction. So when I started to look closer and to become better at reading frequency signature, I found it everywhere on my social media, on the internet, in logos, on different websites, on how people represent themselves. And I used to not ask myself sometimes why things were presented a certain way, why they were choosing different things, and then I became increasingly aware with different symbolism, that I asked myself, why is that used? What does it mean? How does it make me feel? Right. So it's not just celebrities, it's a process to uncover the way it tries to get in your corner of reality, not only in the past, but also in the present. Thanks to recognizing symbolism, I did clean my social media and people who were sent where I felt that what they were doing around me was just to trigger that symbolism, or to broadcast it, or to stream it. And there was a lot of puppeting, and they were teleguided to be around me, and it's going to be the case for all of us. So I grew more sensitive maybe the last 5 years about, I grew this, like, how does it make me feel? Like, do you find a lot of art that doesn't really feel good when you really look at it? A lot of what is being used, like, if you really sit right in front of it, it's not a nice feeling. So, we find that not only in the internet, but also sometimes in physical spaces that we're going to visit. It can be offices, it can be public places, it can be spaces that are dedicated to healing. Sometimes, little triggers are put in the art, in the paintings, in the floor. The black and white checkerboard can be chosen as a decoration as well. So are we finding MK Ultra symbology in the art that is being expressed and that we are being exposed to? Because often they use art as an excuse to broadcast a lot of creepy signatures. And yeah, it's rare to find art that is almost not corrupted. I found a lot of signs of MK Ultra programming on Instagram account. I think Instagram is a place where it's very easy to study frequency signatures. If celebrities have an Instagram account, I like to go there because I can see what kind of agendas they are broadcasting, and what's in their mind. It's really nice to see a lot of pictures, and it appears really clearly without a lot of effort what's really going on. So it's about noticing more and more the MK Ultra images from accounts we are crossing paths with. Of course, on social media, we find a lot of distracting templates that are without spirit, that are spiritless. And we find also a lot of MK Ultra triggers. And I think even if we know it's there, it does still affect us subliminally to a little extent, but it helps to notice it, I think, more than not noticing it. If we don't notice it, then it's an encouragement to stay in programming, right? And yes, I've been retracing sometimes handlers who have been sending me people, and then what I found on their account has been helping me to identify which energy they were really associating with, right? So what is the signature truly saying? And usually when this happens, they have no idea, it's like there is a cover memory and people are not aware of what they're really doing. Their mind are not free, and that's how mind control is being used. I was reflecting that the dark symbology really reveals that something is going on a deeper level about the hidden covert intentions and agenda of beings or corporations. For me, when I see too heavy signs of fragmentation, it is a red flag and a warning sign that probably I should invest my time in a different way than to connect to obvious MK Ultra signatures. We already have so much on our plate with signatures that are not so obvious. So when they are made that obvious, I think sometimes it can be a warning sign to turn our back on different propositions that are out there. And it generally indicates that this content does not promote freedom of our minds, and that it's, the symbology that is also a sign that, they are covert programming that might be perpetuating mind control and MK Ultra symbology, therefore, encouraging us to stay in these eternal loops as well. And if I see that it's heavily used on a channel with a logo, for example, because the logo is it's a choice on how you represent yourself, that I take that as a red flag for me. But there are some exceptions, because all the reels are MK Ultra, so it's very rare that we won't be finding any signs of programming, or sometimes, from time to time, you can, there are operations in our life that are reprogramming us, and we can be more drawn to using symbology. It happened to me, and it happens to a lot of different reels that I see that are using some subliminal MK Ultra symbology without being fully aware. They're just sharing about, who they are and their fracture. It doesn't always mean that they are dangerous, but it means that there is a degree of programming in what they are sharing. So sometimes we associate with these symbols without knowing the very reason why we feel drawn to them. And until maybe we come to that point of awareness to change something, to change the symbology we associate with. And it's my understanding that this symbology affects us more if we don't notice it. If we notice it, I mean, there is like a little thing in our head that is there that, okay, I see the butterfly there. I mean, the butterfly is so widespread, that's why I'm using it, but I see the butterfly, so that's a sign of, MK Ultra attachment. It tells us every time that whether it's ourselves or someone else, about the fracture we need to be integrating. And when it's out of control, and when it's all that they are streaming, even if these are real people, they can be dangerous, or distracting, or you have to see if it does trigger programming or not. This course on navigating MK Ultra, occult, cabal, and Masonic programming is intended to encourage a rise in awareness in seeing MK Ultra symbology, to keep on uncording from different handling energies that are surrounding us to suppress our potential. Keeping on identifying these symbols assists us in recognizing MK Ultra handlers and MK Ultra reprogrammers. This course is designed to build a stronger foundation to rise in discernment in order to extract from false narratives, both on collective and personal levels. I review in this course signs of fragmentation, signs encouraging alters and dissociation, different forms and signs of programming. I will be analyzing some Freemasonic symbols and MK Ultra triggers in the entertainment industry, on social media, in the culture that surrounds us, and in the therapy field. In this course, I will also be reviewing dark symbology and dark corrupted energy signatures that are linked to the occult, typical MK Ultra imagery and heavy signs of mind control, and signs of obvious mind fragmentation on social media accounts.